15 financial mistakes that keep people broke. What if I told you that being broke has less to do with how much you earn and everything to do with how you think? Millions of people around the world grind day after day, working harder than ever, bringing home paychecks that should change their lives. But at the end of the month, the bank balance still whispers the same word: empty. It isn't because they're lazy. It isn't because they're incapable. It's because of mistakes. Financial habits so common, so normalized, that most people don't even recognize them as chains. Think about this. A tiny leak in a ship doesn't seem like much, until it sinks the whole vessel. And money works the same way. A swipe of the credit card here, a little lifestyle upgrade there, a small delay in planning until tomorrow. Before you know it, years have passed, and freedom has slipped away. Meanwhile, the wealthy avoid these traps not by luck, but by discipline. They see what others don't. They resist what others embrace. They cut mistakes before those mistakes cut their future. This video isn't about quick hacks or magic formulas. It's about truth. It's about exposing the 15 financial mistakes that silently keep people broke so you can break free. Because money isn't just currency. It's power. It's choice. It's freedom. The question is, will you keep repeating the mistakes that drain your life, or will you finally learn to stop them? Stay with me, because what you're about to hear might change the way you handle money forever. 1. Living paycheck to paycheck. The trap of survival mode. Living. Paycheck to paycheck feels normal. It feels like survival. But survival is not freedom. It's a cage. When every dollar you earn is already spoken for, you're trapped in an endless cycle. One missed shift, one late payment, one medical bill, and everything crumbles. The wealthy understand this. Survival mode is dangerous. It robs you of peace. It robs you of choice. It forces you into desperation, and desperation is expensive. The first step toward financial freedom is breaking this cycle. Not by earning millions overnight, but by creating margin, saving a portion, building breathing room. Because until you stop living paycheck to paycheck, you'll always be one step away from disaster. Takeaway: survival mode is not safety. Build margin, or stay trapped in the cycle. 2. Lifestyle. Inflation, when more money means more problems. A raise should bring relief, but for many, it brings new chains. The bigger paycheck doesn't build savings. It builds bigger bills, a nicer car, a larger apartment, a longer list of payments to maintain. This is lifestyle inflation, the silent thief of wealth. You feel like you're advancing, but you're only upgrading your cage. Millionaires avoid this by mastering restraint. They increase their income but keep their expenses steady, letting the gap, the true wealth builder, grow wider. Ask yourself, when your income rises, do you buy freedom or do you buy more debt disguised as luxury? Because the truth is simple, wealth is not what you earn, it's what you keep. And every dollar you inflate with lifestyle is a dollar that could have bought you freedom. Takeaway: don't let rising income become rising chains. Freeze your lifestyle and let your wealth grow instead. 3. Ignoring. Debt. The silent wealth. Killer debt whispers promises of comfort, a quick loan, a small payment plan, a temporary relief, but ignored long enough, it becomes a monster. Interest compounds, payments multiply. What was once a small burden turns into a crushing weight that steals your future before it arrives. The wealthy treat debt like fire. Controlled, it can build. Uncontrolled, it burns everything down. Ordinary people often bury their heads, hoping it will work itself out. It never does. It only grows. Ignoring debt doesn't delay the problem. It multiplies it. Facing it head-on is painful, but it's the only path to freedom. Takeaway: debt doesn't disappear on its own. Starve it, fight it, kill it, before it kills your wealth. 4. Credit card addiction, paying for yesterday. Forever credit cards sell convenience. Swipe now, worry later, but the cost of later is devastating. Interest rates so high they turn a $100 purchase into years of slavery. It's not just spending money, it's borrowing from your future self, with penalties attached. Broke people treat credit as income. The wealthy treat credit as a tool. One builds chains, the other builds leverage. The difference isn't the card, it's the discipline. Every swipe is a decision. Do I want this now badly enough to pay triple for it tomorrow? For most people, the answer is yes, and that's why they stay broke. Takeaway: credit cards don't create wealth, they create debt. Use them with discipline, or they will use you. 5. No emergency fund, one crisis. Away from collapse, life is unpredictable. A car breakdown, a hospital bill, a sudden layoff. Without an emergency fund, every surprise becomes a catastrophe. Most people don't just face the crisis, they face the debt that follows. The wealthy treat emergency funds as armor, a shield that protects them from being forced into desperate, expensive decisions. For them, 3 to 6 months of expenses sitting safely aside isn't optional, it's survival strategy. Because here's the truth, without a financial cushion, one small storm can wipe out years of progress, and storms always come. Takeaway: an emergency fund isn't a luxury. It's the line between control and collapse. Build it before life demands it. 6. Car obsession, driving wealth into the ground. A shiny car feels like success. The smell of leather, the gleam of metal, it screams achievement. But in reality, most cars are just wheels of debt. The moment you drive off the lot, thousands evaporate. And month after month, you're still chained to payments. Billionaires can afford luxury cars because they don't sacrifice freedom to get them. The broke, however, sacrifice their future just to look successful. Here's the paradox: the more expensive your car, the further away you may be from actual wealth. Takeaway: cars are tools, not trophies. Drive what gets you closer to freedom, not what drives you deeper into debt. 7. Renting forever, paying for someone else's dream. Rent feels convenient, no mortgage, no maintenance, no long-term ties. But over decades, rent is a silent wealth drain. You're paying someone else's loan, someone else's dream, while your future remains empty-handed. Home ownership isn't about luxury, it's about equity. Every payment you make to a mortgage builds an asset that can grow, protect, and eventually set you free. Every payment you make to rent vanishes the moment it leaves your hand. Of course, renting may be necessary in seasons of life. But staying there forever? That's choosing to finance someone else's freedom instead of your own. Takeaway: rent may be temporary, but ownership builds legacy. Don't rent forever. Start owning your future. 8. Impulse spending, trading futures for feelings. One click, one swipe, one craving satisfied. Impulse spending feels harmless until the small leaks become floods. Marketers know this. Every sale, every limited offer, every treat-yourself message is designed to bypass logic and target emotion. And broke people fall for it again and again. But every dollar you spend impulsively is a dollar stolen from your freedom. A moment of pleasure traded for years of limitation. Millionaires flip the script. They ask, will this purchase bring me closer to wealth or further away? Most of the time, the answer is enough to say no. Takeaway: impulse spending buys moments. Discipline buys freedom. Choose wisely. 9. No budget, flying blind with your finances. Imagine a pilot flying with no instruments, no compass, no map, just hope. That's what living without a budget looks like. Most people don't know where their money goes, they just hope there's something left at the end of the month. But wealth doesn't come from hope, it comes from clarity. From knowing exactly what comes in, what goes out, and where it's heading. Millionaires treat their budget like a battle plan. Every dollar has a mission. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is hidden. That's why their money grows. Because it's directed, not drifted. Takeaway. Without a budget, you're flying blind. With one, you're flying toward freedom. 10. Neglecting investments. Fear of risk. Cost of inaction. Some people think investing is dangerous, risky, too complicated. So they do nothing. And in doing nothing, they make the biggest mistake of all. Because while they sit in fear, inflation quietly erodes their savings. Time slips away. Opportunities vanish. Wealth belongs not to those who fear risk, but to those who manage it. Millionaires understand. The greatest danger isn't losing money in the market. The greatest danger is never entering the game. They invest not recklessly, but consistently, patiently, allowing compound growth to do what no salary ever can. Takeaway. Avoiding investment is the most expensive decision of all. Don't let fear steal your future. 11. Chasing status symbols. Broke people. Trying to look rich, a designer bag, the newest phone, a flashy watch. They shine in public, but often hide empty wallets in private. Status symbols feed ego, not wealth. They impress strangers who don't care, while draining the resources that could build real freedom. The wealthy don't waste energy trying to look rich. They focus on becoming rich. Here's the irony. The loudest displays of wealth usually come from those who have the least. Real millionaires, they're often invisible. Their wealth speaks in silence, through freedom, time, and choice. Takeaway. Stop trying to look rich. Start working to be rich. 12. Ignoring financial education. Knowledge is the real currency. Schools teach history, math, science, but rarely money. And so generations walk into adulthood unprepared, unequipped, uninformed. Millionaires break that cycle. They study money as if their life depends on it. Because it does. They read books, listen to mentors, analyze markets. They know that knowledge compounds faster than money ever could. Those who stay broke often think financial literacy is optional, but ignorance is expensive. What you don't know will drain you. What you do know will set you free. Takeaway. Knowledge isn't just power, it's profit. Learn money before you earn money. 13. Depending on one income, no backup, no freedom. A single paycheck, one source, one stream, one fragile lifeline. For most people, that's all they have. And when it stops, their entire world collapses. Layoffs, illness, market shifts. A single event can erase years of effort. Millionaires understand. No empire stands on one pillar. They build multiple streams of income, businesses, investments, assets, safety nets. They design a system where even if one stream dries up, 10 more keep flowing. Depending on one income is like balancing on one leg. You'll always be one push away from falling. Takeaway. One income is survival. Multiple incomes are freedom. 14. Falling for quick money schemes. Gambling disguised as opportunity. Get rich quick. Double your money overnight. Crypto scams. Shady investments. Empty promises. The broke chase shortcuts because discipline feels too slow. But here's the truth. Shortcuts often lead to dead ends. And every guaranteed win usually hides someone else's guaranteed profit. Millionaires don't gamble with their future. They play the long game. They know wealth is built brick by brick, not in one lucky roll of the dice. If it sounds too good to be true, it is. If it promises speed without effort, it's a trap. Takeaway. Wealth isn't about quick wins. It's about lasting systems. 15. Procrastination. The thief of compound growth. I'll start tomorrow. The most dangerous sentence in finance. Every day you wait is a day compound. Interest doesn't work for you. Every month you delay is a month you can never get back. Time, not money, is the most valuable asset. And procrastination steals it quietly, invisibly, forever. Millionaires act now. They start before they're ready. They invest before it's comfortable. They move, knowing imperfect action beats perfect hesitation. The broken life in someday. The wealthy live in today. Takeaway: tomorrow is a thief. Start today or lose forever. The choice between broke and free: 15 mistakes, 15 traps, 15 silent chains that keep millions locked in financial struggle. But here's the truth. Money doesn't care about your past. It doesn't care where you started. It only cares about the choices you make now. Every mistake can be corrected. Every trap can be escaped. The difference between broke and free isn't luck. It isn't talent. It's awareness and action. So ask yourself, will you keep living paycheck to paycheck, chasing status, fearing risk, waiting for someday? Or will you take control? Build systems. Learn. Invest. Multiply. Break free. Millionaires aren't special. They're disciplined. They choose differently. And you can too. Your future isn't decided by the money you earn. It's decided by the money you keep, grow, and protect. The question is simple. Will you let these mistakes keep you broke? Or will you rise above them and claim the freedom waiting on the other side? Takeaway: wealth is not a dream. It's a choice, and the choice is yours. Today.